How's it going, everyone? We've got yet another pair of PlayStation Store sales, the Essential Pick sale, and then there is the Games Under $20 sale. I'm fairly certain, as always, the Games Under $20 sale is just a retread of the deals available in the Essential Pick sale, but Essential Picks, filtering it via what we usually do, full games, game bundles, and premium editions, so we get rid of some of the superfluous DLC type content. There are north of 1,500 deals, so a lot of stuff to go over. In before, I already own all these games, or it's the same old deals, blah, blah, blah. Well, only a certain number of games exist, you guys, and, you know, there are people that unfortunately do not have 900 PlayStation games in their library, so they might be applicable to them. If you think it's the same deals, you know, more power to you, but I'm sure out of these 1,500 deals, there might be a couple games you don't own. Do you own F1 24 Champions Edition 50% off for $45? You probably don't, so, you know, you could go pick that up, you know, for you F1 guys out there. But getting right into it, Grand Theft Auto 5, 67% off for $19.79. Alright, obviously, as I do that spiel, I start with GTA 5, the game that everybody owns at this point. This is the PS5 version, however, GTA 5 is great, but again, you probably own it. Hogwarts Legacy Digital Deluxe Edition is 70% off for $24. Nice to see Hogwarts Legacy get cheaper and cheaper. The thing is, this deluxe edition is absolutely worthless. At this point, like the Dark Arts Garrison hat and the Dark Arts pack, like that's what you're paying the extra, what is it, $3 for. The standard PS5 edition is $21 as a part of the fall savings sale, which is ending tonight. That's the version I would just get. I would stay away from the deluxe edition. We got fleeced $10 for the deluxe edition back at launch, so we could get fake early access. EA Sports Madden 25 Deluxe, 50% off for $49.99. That is wild. $50 for Madden 25. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege Deluxe, $9.99. No Man's Sky, 60% off for $24. A major update just dropped, yet another update for No Man's Sky. Hello Games has done a phenomenal job of crafting new content for the game, keeping it updated, keeping it fresh. I have, you know, No Man's Sky isn't the type of game that I'm gonna get super into. The crafting survival gimmick ain't my cup of tea, but even I can appreciate everything Hello Games has done. Like, anybody can appreciate what Hello Games has done. And I played No Man's Sky back when it came out on PC in August of 2016, and it was a train wreck back then. It has made an impeccable turnaround and quite remarkable, all things considered. A Way Out, 80% off for $5.99. Great co-op title there. Red Dead 2 Ultimate Edition, $30 for that. Just get the standard edition. Star Wars Jedi Survivor Deluxe Edition, 55% off for $40.49. Again, get the standard edition. That is available through EA Play as well. F1 24 Champions Edition, again, 50% off for $45. I know you guys have been waiting for that. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League Digital Deluxe Edition, $19.99 for that. Like, yo, that's not a bad price given that this game came out back in January. However, Suicide Squad was such a mediocre game. I don't think it was outright terrible. I think you could have some fun as an open world, like, action game. Like, it's on the level of a game like Agents of Mayhem. Agents of Mayhem is a game that is kind of a nonsensical open world title. I feel like Suicide Squad, you know, you could have that level of fun. The difference is Agents of Mayhem goes on sale for like $4. Suicide Squad here is still 20 bucks. I would say wait for it to get cheaper. It's gonna get down to sub $10 at some point. Kind of a sad state of affairs for Rocksteady. Hopefully they do bounce back. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 cross-gen bundle, $19.99 on that. Pretty good deal there. Sea of Thieves Premium Edition, $36 for that. God of War 3 Remastered, 50% off for $9.99. God of War 3 is really solid. Obviously, I've been vocal about the fact and open about the fact that I do prefer the newer style of God of War games, but there's a lot of people that love the older games, and I like the older games. Hopefully, we get God of War 1 and 2 on PlayStation 4 and 5 here sometime in the near future, like it is being rumored, but God of War 3 is a worthwhile playthrough. See the end of the Greek saga, and really, we need God of War 1, we need God of War 2, we need Chains of Olympus, Ghosts of Sparta, and then throw in Ascension in there as well, and that would be solid. Anochia, the last song, is 30% off for $35. That game just came out, so a decent discount on that. UFC 5 Deluxe Edition, 50% off for $39.99. Huge UFC card this weekend. I feel like they always put the UFC games on sale the weekend before right before a big card. yeah, this weekend's cards looking pretty nice. So a lot of, I guess there will be some interest in playing UFC. The game's fine, but $40 for the deluxe edition is kind of wild. I heard UFC 6 is in development for next year as well, so you know, you could just wait for that. Unravel 2, 75% off for $4.99. Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition, 57% off for $30.09. That's a pretty damn good deal, given that you get Miles Morales and Spider-Man Remastered. Another case of if you're one of the 4 people watching this video and you don't have Miles Morales or Spider-Man Remastered, not a bad pickup. Hey, some of you guys may have played Spider-Man when it came out on PS4 in 2018, then you skipped out on Miles Morales and you want to play Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales, $30 and change for that is a damn good deal. Batman Return to Arkham, 75% off for $4.99, good deal there. Middle-earth Shadow of War, $7.49 on that. Planet Zoo, $35. Infamous Second Son, $9.99. Watch Dogs 2 for $7.49. Mafia 3 Definitive, $7.49 on that. Need for Speed Rivals, $3.99. Yakuza 0, $4.99 on that. That was getting its price jacked up for a little bit, but Yakuza 0 is fantastic. As far as getting into the RGG games, I usually recommend either Yakuza 0, Judgment, or if you want a turn-based RPG, I don't think Like a Dragon, Yakuza Like a Dragon, is a bad option either, but Yakuza 0 is fantastic, phenomenal narrative. It's only English subtitles, like there's no English voice acting like you have with the newer RGG games, but you know, some people would even, the thought of playing these games with English voice acting would be, you know, blasphemy to them, but I do think it draws in a different audience and a newer audience where, you know, Judgment's English voice acting was great in my opinion, but Yakuza 0 is tremendous. $4.99 for that is excellent. Persona 4 Golden, 50% off for $9.99. That is the best price we've seen on Persona 4 Golden, and the game itself is awesome. I have a lot of friends that are super into the Persona games, more so than I am, and it's interesting to always hear them and their takes on which Persona game is better, and people always go back and forth with P3, P4, and P5, but yeah, no bad option there. And Persona 4 Golden, I played it back on the PS Vita when it came out. I actually played it on the PS2 when it initially came out, but Golden I played on the Vita when it came out. It was one of the selling points of the Vita. It was just a fantastic, fantastic game, and having it for $9.99 on PS4, definitely a good shout there. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint, $12 for that. Kingdom Hearts 3 for some godforsaken reason is $24. Like, what are we doing here? That should be like $10 at most. But yeah, $24 on that. Borderlands Legendary Collection, you get Borderlands The Handsome Collection and Borderlands Remastered. Once again, it's $9.99, and right next to it is Borderlands The Handsome Collection for $9.99 as well. Figure that one out. The Legendary Collection is an absolute bonkers deal for the fact that you get Borderlands 2 pre-sequel and Borderlands 1 Remastered with a lot of DLC content, a lot of replayability, just an absurd amount of hours of gameplay. Legitimately, across those 3 games, you could be busy for like 150 hours, and that's with, you know, those games having a lot of replayability, side content, the different characters, so on and so forth. $9.99 for that is just a ridiculous deal. Strong recommendation there. Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered is $9.99. Saints Row 4 Re-Elected for $3 is a fantastic deal. Mafia 2 Definitive for $7.49, always a decent pickup for Mafia 2. Monster Hunter World Iceborne Mastered Edition, $19.99 for the deluxe edition. We talked about Monster Hunter Wilds and the updates we got for that game. Open beta next week. If you want to check out World, that's a great price, considering you got World and Iceborne. For a reason, Borderlands Game of the Year Edition standalone is $9.89 as well if you already have Handsome Collection and you want to save the 10 cents versus buying the Legendary Edition. There you go with that. Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition is $4.49. You guys already know how I feel about that game. That game is absolutely phenomenal. Just an excellent, excellent game. It's such a shame that IP isn't going to be worked on even more, but Square Enix had a winner on their hands, and so many companies have tried to make games that, you know, open world crime titles, taking a page from Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto. However, Sleeping Dogs was able to take the open world crime formula and put a new twist on it, become its own game, have its own identity, and it was fantastic. And it's much more than just GTA in Hong Kong. It's a game to me that has a level of grittiness that's incredibly engaging, a bigger focus on the hand-to-hand combat. It's just a fantastic game, a great main character. Definitive Edition includes a ton of bonus content. Great stuff there. $4.50 for that is no-brainer. My Hero 1's Justice 2, 75% off for $9.99. Hey, if you like My Hero Academy and you want a decent arena fighter, that's a pretty decent one. Naruto X Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections is still $30. That's highway robbery. I thought it was highway robbery when it launched, and for 30 bucks, it's still overpriced. It should be like 10 bucks, and then I would say it's a decent pickup. What else we got? Persona 5, the original, is $5.99. Bow Path of the Teal Lotus, 20% off for $15.99. Still hefty in price point. It just came out, but that is an artistically beautiful, and I mean beautiful game. Just absolutely gorgeous. Look into it. If it looks like something that would captivate you, you know, $16 is pricey for, you know, it only being a 20% discount, but that's one absolutely added to your wish list if nothing else. Beyond Two Souls is $12. That is way too overpriced. Disney Dreamlight Valley is on sale, the gold edition, for $42. Forspoken is $21. We gotta get that on Plus Essential or Plus Extra at the very least. Like, Forspoken has some fun to be had. I actually thought the gameplay and the traversal was well done. Narratively, it's abysmal, literally an abomination, but for $21 it isn't bad. But I would say, like, that's a game you pick up for 5 to 10 bucks, but Square Enix titles tend to hold up in price, so it is what it is. Dishonored Definitive Edition, $4.99 on that. Obviously, I love Dishonored. It's a great game. Yakuza Kiwami is at $11, so that game still has its price jacked up. DMC Devil May Cry Definitive Edition, 75% off for $9.99. Very good deal on DMC. Would like it to be a little bit cheaper, maybe in the $4.99 range, but that's a really solid action game. Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 bundle, $55 on that. That's an okay deal. It's essentially Red Dead 1 valued at $35, which it's been going on sale for that price quite a bit. Gotham Knights Deluxe is $18. Gravity Rush Remastered for $14.99. Man, love me some Gravity Rush. Maybe sometime in this life I'll get a Gravity Rush 3. We'll see. After Sony burns a lot of money on live service games, maybe they could use a fraction of that on Feeling My Dream of Gravity Rush 3, but we'll see if that ever comes to fruition. Guilty Gear Strive, $19.99, super artistic fighting game, as to be expected for an Arc System Works fighter. Dragon's Crown Pro for $3.99 is great. Yakuza 6, $4.99, not a bad deal there. Catherine Full Body Edition for $7.99 is absolutely excellent. That game just had a hefty price point initially where it was like 40, 50 bucks, but at $8, definitely worth a shout. Metro 2033 Redux is $2.99, good deal there. P5 Strikers, 75% off for $14.99. I think that game is super underrated. It's a Musou-style game with a Persona skin, and maybe that puts it too lightly, but the game is awesome, and it has so many of the Persona elements, from the stylish visuals, the soundtracks, that it turned out really, really well. I like the Musou games. Like, those over-the-top action games are right up my alley, and P5 Strikers I thought was a really, really solid game. Persona Dancing Endless Night Collection, 70% off for $16.49. Another really good deal, given that you get P3 Dancing, P5 Dancing, and P4 Dancing. Persona Dancing games, not something I expected to actually come to fruition, but they came out and they turned out pretty well, so all three games for $16.49 is pretty damn good. Last Guardian, $9.99. That game had a wild story attached to it. I still remember the leaked trailer ahead of E3 2009, and then it took like 7 years for it to come out. It's a janky game in a lot of regards, but it's still a worthwhile experience to go through. Wild Hearts, down to $17.49, man. That's not a bad price. If you're looking for a Monster Hunter clone, I mean, you should just play Monster Hunter, but I enjoyed Wild Hearts for what it was. Not a $70 game, but for $17.49, not bad. It is available on Plus Extra. Sonic Origins for $12. What else? We got Abzu for $7. Metro Last Light is $3 as well. The Medium, 60% off for $19.99. Look, Bloober Team getting a lot of credit for Silent Hill 2. I thought Medium was a really cool game. It had some wonky gameplay elements to it, but what they were going for in terms of style, it was really compelling in that regard. I think $19.99 is actually a pretty decent price point for that. Even though initially I did play it through Game Pass, it had a delayed release on PlayStation. But yeah, 20 bucks for that is pretty good. Neo Remastered, $25 on that is way too expensive. Sid Meier's Civ 6 Platinum Edition, $9.99 for that ain't bad if you want to play Civ on console. One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 is on sale. SMT5 Vengeance is $42. Would like to see that a little bit cheaper, but not a bad deal. Neo The World Ends With You, 60% off for $24. Loved that game. Unfortunately, it didn't crush it from a commercial standpoint, and World Ends With You probably getting shelved forever now as an IP, but man, Neo was such a great game. Awesome soundtrack, breaking through, just chef's kiss on that. What a great song, and a great battle track to it. Speaking of which, I gotta listen to the Neo World World Ends With You. Just The World Ends With You soundtrack in general. The first game had a great soundtrack, and Neo has a great soundtrack as well. Just awesome. I do recommend you to play the first game, but I get it. Some of you guys don't want to dig out a DS or play it on Switch. Star Ocean First Departure R629 on that is great. Recently got pulled from Plus Extra, or it was on Plus Premium. But yeah, $6.29 for that is good. Just Cause 3 XXL Edition for $4.19. Really good deal there. Oxenfree is 99 cents. Highway Robbery there. Awesome narrative-driven game. I had a great time with it. They sent me a copy of that game like way back when in 2016, and I remember just really enjoying it. At least I want to say they did. I'm fairly sure they did. It was so long ago that my memory's a little foggy, but had a great time with it. Definitely would recommend that. Gone Home is on sale. The Quarry Deluxe Edition. $11.99 on that isn't bad. Cat Quest for $3.24 is really good. Unicorn Overlord, $39 for that. One of the sleepers of this year. A lot of great JRPGs this year. Unicorn Overlord was a damn good one. Tactics JRPG there. Really had a great time with it. Great Vanillaware art style as always, but a great game there. Scarlet Nexus, $14.39 on that. Another great JRPG. And yeah, there's a lot of deals as a part of this sale. I am on page 11 of 65, so we'll have a look through it in entirety. I see Homefront The Revolution on sale as well. I know you guys have been waiting for that. Persona Collection, P3 Portable, P4, and P5 Royal. $45 for that is pricey, but man, those games are worthwhile for even that price point. Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line for $25 is also good. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus on sale. Just a lot of good stuff across the board, but that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for our typical coverage of this sale. But yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.